Hi, and welcome to a brand new podcast for the Vintage Read Show, all to do with books and all tapping into the vast vintage library of royal biographies that I have at my fingertips. I can't wait to share some of the red-hot reveals from these books. Often I'm reading and I'm left with an open-mouthed expression of total shock, and I want you to have the same thrill. So we're kicking off with Buckingham Babylon, The Rise and Fall of the House of Windsor by Peter Fearon. Now, interestingly, we know that the House of Windsor has not fallen. The institution of the monarchy survives, despite all the hits we know they've taken in recent times. Now, this book by Peter Fearon isn't a hit piece. I don't think it is. It's intelligent and thoughtful commentary. Very controversial, though, and it does go into all the controversies that have already occurred up until when he published this book in 1993. It's fascinating because it goes right back, the complete inside story of the House of Windsor, beginning in 1901 with the reign of Edward VII, and get this, his 7,000 sexual conquests. Now, that puts Andrew to shame, doesn't it? I mean, we thought Andrew was impressive with his 1,000 sexual conquests. That was gobsmacking enough, but it pales into insignificance with Edward VII's effort. And it's that behind-the-scenes look at the role of British intelligence, for example, in the destiny of the monarchy that began with spying on King Edward VIII. And that really fascinates me, particularly, as you know, with the publication of Diana-Rama by Andy Webb, because it brought up all that. It brought up a lot of questions for me about the role of intelligence services in the undermining of Diana's image, particularly post-divorce, post-separation from Charles. So, like with any honest book about the royal family, and they're all too human flaws, we have addiction to alcohol, we have drugs, we have sex, we have pornography, sadomasochism, you name it. Now, you can't tell me that that's not entertaining. Now, Peter Fearon was an award-winning journalist, a broadcaster, a television producer, and he was published in newspapers and magazines worldwide, including the London Times, Paris Match, the New York Post. He was born and educated in Britain, but he lived a large majority of his life in the USA, in New Jersey, in fact. So I did a Google search to find out what happened to Peter Fearon. Apparently, he's a now retired professor of economic and social history at the University of Leicester. He was mainly known for his work in the Great Depression and the US economic policy, and of course for writing this rather startling book. However, he's retired, but he's still firmly associated with academia. So let's get into the juice about intelligence services and their possible influence, interference, and role with the royal family. Of course, it doesn't need to be said, probably, that in all these red-hot reveals, I'm just sharing this information with you for entertainment purposes. If you want to research it further, I encourage you to do so, and of course, make up your own mind about everything that is said in this podcast. I'm just sharing it as an entertaining snippet, and maybe it will cause you to do further research and form your own independent opinion, but I promise you it will intrigue you.